How does naltrexone work for alcohol craving? So that is a great question. So when we actually drink alcohol, we're not really getting a huge dopamine spike. The interesting thing with alcohol is we actually get the spike before we get the alcohol. It's kind of like driving to somebody's house to pick up your DOC, drug of choice, and you actually feel better before you even get it, right? That's what's going on with alcohol. We have an anticipatory dopamine release from the receptor site that is called the mu receptor site. It's actually an opioid receptor site, right? So what is naltrexone? Naltrexone is an opioid blocker. So if we have the opioid receptor blocked, we theoretically cannot release dopamine from that binding site, right? That's why we don't get euphoria when we put opioids into our body with naltrexone, in the same way that it gets rid of craving for alcohol, right? Because there is no priming response. We call that priming. So it doesn't stop you from drinking. It doesn't stop you from getting drunk. It just reduces that thought process, which is a lot of times an obsession that's so great and causes such compulsion that it cannot be relieved until the sufferer takes the drink, right? So ease and comfort, we call it, right? A sense of ease and comfort, like you're holding your breath, right? And then, right? So it kind of gets rid of that feeling, and that's how it works. It's very safe. It's effective. I use it all the time in practice. I see people do very well on it. There's the injectable, there's the oral, but it does stop that craving. It doesn't mean that you're out at a bar and you might not decide to have a drink. That happens. And I did another video before. We got to meet people where they're at a lot. So if their goal is to not obsessively think about it and compulse to do it, then it may be a good option, for cutting back and things like that. But definitely for people that have the intrusive thoughts and cannot get rid of those thoughts until they take the drink, naltrexone's a great drug. Again, we look at animal models. We actually see animals that are exposed to their drug of choice over and over again, and then even before they receive the chemical, it's placed outside their cage, and we see dopamine spikes in the nucleus accumbens. That's where the final pathway is in these animal models before they're even getting their drug. So if you think about how that works, that kind of explains how naltrexone works. It blocks that anticipatory dopamine release, right? Which in turn decreases the craving and obsessive thoughts to obtain alcohol. Great drug, and it's doing a lot out there for a lot of people. Thanks for listening in.